Hello and welcome to the Embroidered Elephant channel. My name is Kim and today I am going to be doing a much needed cleaning and decluttering video of my craft room. If you have seen any of my videos before, you will know that I'm not necessarily the neatest of people in the world. I do a lot of crocheting, a lot of sewing, a lot of writing, a lot of reading, lots of different hobbies, and for my creative things I tend to do them in my little office, my little crafty space, and it's been getting out of hand, a little bit messy for a little while now, and I haven't necessarily done anything about it, hence why it is so much worse at the moment. And I have got a lot of crafty projects that I would love to do. I've got some crochet projects that I'd love to get started. However, I know that the sensible thing is to start tidying up, especially because at some point I would really like to redecorate my room. So the first step to decorating is to have a clear out. So that is what I'm going to do today. So let me take you around the mess that is my room at the moment. So starting at the start of my room, we have got a computer monitor. I use this every now and then, but this is actually my husband's from work, so it's not mine. I have got a box in here that's full of card blanks. Now this is quite random, but I use it to help me to store all of my fabric. So if I put the card blanks in the middle, it helps them to stand up, gives them a bit more structure. But as you can see, although I've got a lot of fabric, I'm not using these at the moment, so I can get rid of these. This is a bit of a dumping ground, so what have I got on there? I've got a lamp that isn't actually used. I've got some glue, I don't know why it's there. I've got a CD that I need to listen to. I've got a notebook that was gifted to me. I've got a camera bag, some fabric that I was going to use and haven't got around to yet. I've got some decorations I need to sell. On the floor here is just stuff that I've dropped or that needs to be actioned somehow. Over here I've got all of the fabric that I'm intending to use for clothes. Over here it's somewhat organised but not very neat. I think I'll work on decluttering first and then get to tidying in another video maybe. Here I have got some spare fluffy fabric that can be used. Usually I use that for making things like calendars or stockings or bags sometimes. Spare bag, don't know why it's there. Rolls of fabric, can't do much with those. I've got the paint to decorate my room with later. Fabric I've just put on the floor. Spare crochet project. This is stuff that needs to be sold, but I've left it in here because I haven't got around to it yet. Fabric, although it's not the tidiest, it is somewhat neat. Project bag on the floor, some money from the market I did that I need to tidy up. Books. This isn't very neat, but it's okay. Clothes that I need to fix if I haven't said so already. Yarn that needs to go away that I was using for a video, and then just loads of random stuff on my desk. So I've got some important documents, I've got some patterns, I've got stuff from my recent holiday that needs to go away. So in short, it's just a lot of stuff that's not been put away properly, and most of the time it hasn't been put away properly because it doesn't actually have anywhere to live as such. So yeah. So for this process I am going to separate it out. So when I've gone through other rooms of mine, any room in the house, I like to have sort of 3 bins or bags that are available. So I start with one for rubbish, one for recycling and one for getting rid of, so donating or selling. I am going to have the bins/bags outside of the room whilst I start this process, because that will give me more space. I will also have one bag, I know there's a lot of bags, I will also have one bag for stuff that doesn't belong in this room. So for example, I've got clothes in here that need to be washed. I am going to put them in a separate bag so that once I have finished, rather than coming in and out of the room, I know that that will just distract me. I will find something else to do and I'll come back here like 3 hours later and have to begin again. If I put it into a separate bag to deal with later, then it is much easier to keep focused. Hopefully that makes sense. So I'll have 4 bags in total. I think that I will start with the ironing board over here. At one point it did have this ironing board on top of the table. As you can see, there's so much stuff on there at the moment that there isn't actually space. So my first step is to tidy this off so that I have space to put the ironing board on again, and then next time I need to iron some fabric, it won't be as difficult to do. So yeah, I'll see you in a bit. So I don't know how well you can see this, but this is the look for the moment. So I'm going for progress over perfection, so better rather than perfect. If I was looking to be perfect, I would have gone through all of the paperwork down here. I've got old certificates, old documents, notes that I could condense down if I really wanted to, patterns to sort out. There's lots of paperwork that I could be dealing with. However, as I said, I want to clear this room up rather than make it perfect. That will just go on my to-do list for another day. When I've got an hour or two spare, I can sort that out rather than spending, you know, all week sorting this out now. And I have managed to pop the ironing board up again, so now I actually have some space to work in. What you can see here is decorations for the wall. I haven't got any space on the wall for the moment, and as I said, just because I am decorating, I'm not putting anything up. It doesn't make sense, I'll have to move it anyway, so they are just being stored there for a moment. Again, this box here, I've changed it for a slightly bigger one, and this is holding all of my clothing material, material in which I am looking to make clothes with. I've got a plan for all of it, so yeah, that's staying there for the moment. The rest of the room is starting to even out a little bit, but not yet. So I think I'm going to do this area next, and then I am going to work on the desk. But yeah, it's not looking too bad. As I said, I'm not looking for perfect, I'm looking for tidier. This cupboard is pretty much okay for the moment. So where I store all of my fabric, that's staying as is. The stuff up here, again, it takes up quite a lot of space. I'm not sorting that out for the moment. I'm just looking for tidy rather than perfect. Fabric I'm not really touching for the moment. Yarn cupboard, it looks like it's falling apart. That's because there's so much in there. I'm not looking to go through all of my yarn for the moment, although I will do again at some point. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the moment. Those are the things that I'm not really touching. But yeah, let's see how it goes. So next is this space here. I just wanted to add, it has been about an hour, just less than an hour, sorting that stuff out. I've been listening to a audiobook, so it's the Thursday Murder Club Book 2, The Man Who Died Twice, I think it's called. And I thought I'd also show you the stuff that I've sorted out. So this is stuff for the bin, or recycling. There's a couple of bits in there for the recycling. This is the bag. The blue bag is the bag of stuff to sell, so it's got miscellaneous stuff in there. Or to get rid of, so I've got some things to go to family and some things that I'm going to put on Vinted. This box here, or this basket here, is stuff that does not belong in my room. So it's washing, books to go back on the bookcase, games, a keyboard, etc. Stuff to go elsewhere. I will sort that out later, not at the moment. As I said, I'm looking for things to be done rather than perfect for the moment. So in this box at the moment mostly is cardboard for the fabric to keep it stiff in the middle so that I can fold it better. I don't need them anymore, I've got enough, so yeah, that's all recycling. This area has been tidied up. So I got rid of the big bunch of stuff that was stuff to sell. So I've moved it to a different bedroom, just so I've got the space in here. And hopefully I will get my bum into gear for actually uploading it. This stuff is all fluff stuffing for any toys that I make. This is the paint that I'm going to use, and then we've got some fabric rolls just sort of up there. Just left to put away is some more yarn, and then I am going to get started on the desk, and hopefully I have space to put a lot of this stuff. But yes, just now I am going to go and do some housework, and then I will be back with you, and hopefully I can get this done before I go out later. The time at the moment is 10 to 12, so I think I've been cleaning this area up for about half an hour. The only thing to point out is that at one point I put my hand into a basket and there was a big spider, and it crawled up my hands, up my arms, before I managed to shoo it off. And then again it sort of disappeared, and I found it again walking up my hands, which was not the best. I'm not scared of spiders, but I don't particularly want them on my body. So yeah. The reason it took a little bit longer is because I had a few bags to sort of empty stuff out of. I actually went through them rather than just putting the bag somewhere else. Yeah, so let me get on with it. So I have come back from my lunch break. It was quite a long one, just doing little bits. I just sat out to have lunch and come straight back, and then I did some washing, then I did the dishwasher, then I did something else, unloaded the washing, everything else. So I'm back now. I have got a bit of time before I am due to go out and meet a friend. So as I said before, I'm going to start on the desk. I'm hoping that everything has a bit of a place to go to. But yeah, let's go. So I am just off out to meet my friend. So I've got recycling in this bag, and I've got a bin bag just full of random stuff. I've got some stuff in this pile that needs to be sold or given away. So this pile is full of yarn or different things that I need to add to my online tracking, and also stuff that I need out for current videos that I'm working on. It also has some notes, and there's some more notes on the table of things that I need to do, but so far it's not looking too bad. So I think I will come back to this tomorrow and see how it goes. So just while I have a few minutes with you before I pop out, I thought I'd do a little bit of an outro. So thank you for watching this video. Hopefully it was inspiring, or it was interesting to see how much stuff I managed to shift and get rid of. I know personally, and I'm sure that many other people may be able to relate, I have a lot of stuff, a lot of things that I need to get rid of. As I said, this is a long process, so all of this stuff has built up over time. Everything needs to find its space, and I'm hoping to make this into a room that is very productive and easier to keep on top of, because I know every now and then I do a big sort of clear out, so it'll be nice to keep on top of it, and hopefully then I will be more productive. So the next kind of videos you will be seeing from me in regards to my room will be the decoration process. So I've got ideas on how I want everything to look. So for example, just this space behind where I usually film, I am looking to have a shelf or a stack of shelves where I can put my finished projects on, so that you will be able to see them better and it will be a slightly more interesting background. So yes, I will show you one last view of the room, how much better I've got it, how much more organised. As I said, it's not perfect, but it's a lot better than what it was a few hours ago. So thank you very much for watching this video, and until next time, take care. All the best. Bye.